PathMook is the intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. PathMook qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversions by 50%. Add PathMook to your website in seconds. Let the AI do all the work and get access to 50% more qualified leads while you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us on pathmonk.com. Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Craig Pearson. How you doing today, Craig?
I'm very well, thank you. Great to speak to you.
It's great to have you on today's episode. And while you're coming here representing your IT department, so let's kick it off with that, right? For our listeners to get a good understanding, can you tell us a little bit more about what it's all about?
Yeah, we're a managed service provider, and we're based in the East Midlands in the UK. We've got about 24 staff, based out of an office in Nottingham, which is right in the middle of the UK. And we're celebrating our 15th year this year of operation. As the name probably suggests, we're a complete outsourced IT department for small and medium-sized businesses. So we really do everything from kind of fixing the printer, resetting passwords, the very basic stuff, all the way through to doing the IT strategy and the budget. So realistically for our customers, if it's got anything to do with IT, anything to do with comms, anything to do with technology in the business, we help them out with that.
Definitely important. And so that way our listeners can get a good understanding there of your IT department. What would you say is that key problem that you guys like to solve for clients?
Well, we always say we've got one client and we've got two customers within that client. So the first customer is the individuals who work there. And basically what they want is their computer to do what they ask of it on a daily basis. So they want it to work. They want it to be able to access the programs that they need. They want to be able to send something to the printer and it prints out. And if something goes wrong, they want to be able to pick up the phone or send an email or get on a live chat and get somebody to fix it quickly so they can get back on with their job. Our second customer within the client is the management ownership or the C-suite. And they want the same thing as the users, but they're also perhaps looking for a little bit more. So they want to know that everything in the business is being monitored, maintained, and major problems are being stopped from actually happening. So it doesn't affect their business and they don't get major downtime and things like that. That also includes having the business protected against cybercrime. And they also want to know when things might need replacing, what technology that they're not using that they could be, which might make them more efficient or more profitable. And that's essentially the strategy and budget bit. And that can be quite difficult for them because it's often around technology that they don't fully understand. So yeah, one client, two distinct customers within that as well.
Definitely. Okay. So, I mean, what type of clients is there a vertical segment that you guys like to go for? Is there, you have two types of clients, but is there a certain vertical that you guys like to go for?
We have a real cross section. So we work with construction, manufacturing, engineering, and professional services, accounting, recruitment, financial services. We've never gone down the niche route. Other MSPs, other managed service providers have done. We really enjoy working with a cross section of different businesses. And what we've tended to find over the years is that's actually helped us sometimes because we can take a solution that fixes a problem in one industry that maybe isn't been thought of in another industry and actually bring that across. So it can serve an advantage for both us as a business and for our clients as well. We've always liked to work with sort of different people in different sectors rather than just going down the route of one.
Definitely. Okay. Awesome to hear that from you guys. And so what would you say is a top client acquisition channel for you guys? How does somebody usually find out about your IT department?
It's generally for our website. Digital and website has been our biggest channel since I've been with the business, which is about 7.5 years now. I've always focused on that. We invest in SEO, and I'm constantly tweaking and testing to try and improve conversions. We do get referrals from existing clients. It is a major source of new business. That's across our industry. That's the baseline that most MSPs, managed service providers, kind of start work from. And it's often where people get stuck. So when I first came into the business, I went, okay, we know we're going to get a certain amount of referrals from our existing customers. Where's the other business going to come from? And I felt at that time, if you're going to look for somebody to help you out with your IT, you're probably going to take to your computer and you're going to get on Google and you're going to Google something around IT support and that kind of local area. So we're also starting to formalize a bit of account-based marketing this year. We're doing that through social media mainly. We're testing approaches, we're tweaking, and we're feeling out what works. We also incorporate some cold calling, email marketing, and direct mail as well. But our main acquisition channel has been for say 7.5 years is the website.
Definitely important. And talking about the website then, Craig, is there any tools or tips that you would recommend to our listeners as far as some website lead generation?
What we've tried to do with it is inject a bit of personality into the site. Very, very easy for a technology company to get sucked into using its own language rather than the language that the customer understands. Our industry is terrible for TLAs. TLAs are 3-letter acronyms. We use loads and loads of them. So we've got to really, really try and avoid doing that. So our website does a really big job of translating IT into English. And speaking the customer's language. One of the other things that we find it's very interesting, and this sort of goes across our entire industry. After the home page, the second most popular page is the About Us or Meet the Team page. So people go from the home page into that. So I think people are interested in the people that are actually going to be delivering the service and the background and history of the business as well. At the end of the day, people still kind of buy from people. And one of the things we've always said is we're a customer service business that happens to be good at technology. And it's all about those people interactions. So I think making the website speak to the customer, and that can be quite difficult when you're going across a breadth of industries as well. So we've got to try and keep it simple.
Definitely would agree with you on that. Well, let's switch gears a little bit then, Craig, and let's talk about you as a leader. You being the director of sales and marketing there for your IT department, what are some key tasks you like to focus on in your day-to-day work?
My role's pretty varied. I'm a content producer. I spend a lot of time working, testing, tweaking around the website. I'm currently doing a little bit of project on scroll reduction. So we used to look at how many clicks it would take for somebody to get through to a piece of information. We've tended to do quite long websites now, and I'm trying to get to work on what's in our prime real estate. So that's that first 2.5 scrolls from the top of the website. So we analyze that via Microsoft Clarity. So we know that's where we need to grab people. We're trying to get a lot of social proof in there, testimonials, case studies. We've got a nice Google review plugin that's pulling Google reviews straight through onto the website. And I think two things around websites. One, they're a balancing act, and two, they're never ever finished. So the balancing act bit is to get the balance between SEO and what the reader actually wants to see when they get there. And I'm afraid Google are nowhere near where they think they are in terms of natural language and search. As I say, I've actually got a section in my OneNote which is actually called the Never Ending Project, and that is the website, and that is just chucking in ideas and notes, observations, tests, tweaks, that kind of thing. So I spend a lot of time there. But I'm also managing our sales team, managing that sales process. There's a lot of keeping an eye on the actual team, communication, checking in with the rest of the team regularly during the day, and then working on those outbound campaigns. I think I'm a strong believer that consistency is the key to all marketing, particularly those outbound bits. So it's making sure that all of those stages of campaigns are working. We're automating a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of moving parts. So yeah, quite varied. A lot of people management, a lot of head down time on the website and the content. And I kind of split my time between the office. I mean, a couple of days in the office, 3 days at home. And I try and do all my people bits when I'm in the office and we can get face to face. And then the time at home is really good time to concentrate on the writing, the content and those kind of things.
Yeah, interesting take on that, right? I think that's something true that I hadn't thought about. When you're in the office, you do get distracted, right? I mean, you go to work, but there's somebody always, hey, can you help me with this or that? Rather than just them sending you a Slack and it's, there's no other way. Like there's that other little small talk that could go through. So yeah, definitely. All right. And in the between time then, Craig, that you do, I mean, because it looks like you have a full plate there on your hands. How do you stay up to date with all the news, marketing trends out there? Is there a preferred channel that you like to go with?
I'm a big fan of LinkedIn. That's where I sit quite a lot of time. Obviously, as with any social media channel, there's a lot of rubbish on there, but I'm a big fan of curating your feed and it can be trained. So I try and work on that and there's some really good learning, some really good individuals to follow on that. I'm currently doing a lot of learning around AI, being in the industry that we're in, our clients are looking towards us. So for some thought leadership around that, currently working towards the CIM, which is the Chartered Institute of Marketing in the UK. They're specialist award in AI marketing. Absorbing a lot of content from Microsoft. They've got some really good free courses around AI. And a series of webinars that I watch quite a lot is the Sell Better Daily Show. They're small, short, 20 minutes, half an hour. There's quite a lot of salesy stuff in there, but there's quite a bit of marketing as well, and certainly a lot on direct marketing, cold calling, email outreach, LinkedIn sequencing, that kind of thing. What I really like about that is it's very practical and there's real examples of things that people have done that have worked. So that's the kind of learning that I look for.
Definitely. All right. Some great channels there for our listeners. And well, let's jump into our next section then here, Craig, which is a rapid fire question rounds. Are you ready for them?
Yeah.
Awesome. First off then, Craig, what is the last book that you read?
Surrounded by Idiots by Thomas Erickson. And that's about different personality types and how they work together or don't work together. The basic premises of it is why everybody is an idiot other than you. But it kind of works on the basis of he goes through some really positive personality traits of these 4 different personality types. You kind of recognize yourself in those. You think, yeah, I'm definitely a yellow or a blue or something like that. And then he starts to go through all the negative traits of that personality, and you go, oh, that's me as well. So it's quite an interesting experience to sort of, he kind of hypes you up and then drops you back down again. So really, really interesting. But a lot of conversations with people about that book since I've read it.
Definitely. Okay, great. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Craig. Great research for us. Next up then is, if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
Video. I'm not that comfortable personally on video. So I'd like a really ultra realistic version of myself that I could use to produce videos from text. I know there's things like Hey Jen and that kind of thing, but they're not quite there yet. I just want something where I can type in and it looks like me giving a really polished acting performance rather than being my normal stuttery self.
I think a lot of people would want something like that. That definitely agree with you on that, Craig. Next up then is, if there's one repetitive task that you could automate, what would that be?
I really struggle with this one because I think we're pretty good at automating the repetitive stuff already. So yeah, I'm going to say I'm really not sure on that one.
That's perfect. I mean, you're an IT department, right? They got to automate everything. So that definitely.
Yeah. I've got people on my back trying to automate me out of a job every day.
Awesome. Right. All right. Then, then lastly, Craig, is you have a lot of experience already, right? But what is that one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
I would tell myself to specialize. So I'm quite a generalist, and I think that's worked really well for me. But if I was starting again now, I'd look to go into one particular area and get really, really good at it. People in my kind of position are looking for people who can really push the needle in one particular area. And I think the other one is get a dog. A lot of my best ideas are out when I'm walking mine. I shut off, stop thinking about things, and then the ideas start to flow.
Awesome. Some great advice there, right? At just clearing that mindset and, get just letting them come in. That's some great strategies there. All right. Hey, well, Craig, thank you so much for those advices. Well, we are coming to the end of our show today, Craig, but I do want to give you the last word. Say someone forgets everything about the interview today. What is that one thing they should remember about your IT department?
That's a good question. I think that we're a customer service business that happens to be good at technology. I think that's always what I'd like to leave people with.
Definitely awesome. Hey, well, thank you so much for sharing that with us, Craig. I do appreciate you being on today's episode with us. Want to thank our listeners as well for tuning in, and I'm looking forward to our next episode at Path Monk Presents. Thanks a lot, Craig.
Thank you.